Hey, it's great to be with you again today. Sometimes we get a little full of ourselves, don't we? We think we're pretty cool, and we act like it too. We act like we're pretty cool. But other times we think, well, we got these idols, right? And we think some guys are awesome. Like when you're growing up, you got people that you look up to in the professional sports world, maybe football, basketball, baseball. I loved Mike Schmidt and Steve Carlton when I was growing up, right, for the Phillies. And maybe if you like music, right, you look at and there's Bruce Springsteen, right, or Taylor Swift. You see her on TV every football game with the Chiefs now. It's awesome, right? And we have these idols that we like. And we're not the first to have somebody that we admire and think is pretty cool, or we think we're cool ourselves, right? The disciples, Jesus' 12. They would argue among themselves about who was the best, who was the greatest. And James and John even came to Jesus one time and said, "Hey, man, let me sit on the left side and my brother sit on the right side." And Jesus is like, "You guys are knuckleheads." That's paraphrasing, right? Another time, they come to him and they go, "Jesus, tell us who's the greatest in heaven." Now, maybe they're talking about Moses or David or Jeremiah or Abraham, or right? Who's the awesomest guy you know? Who's the best? Who's got the top ranking? And Jesus stuns them. He doesn't look at any of them. He doesn't point to Moses or any of the prophets. He calls over a little child. And he says, "Here you go, right here. If you don't come in humble and come to God like this child, a humble child." You see, this is the greatest in heaven. Those that are humble, those that don't think highly of themselves, those who put others first, those who love unconditionally. This is the greatest in heaven. And doesn't that make us stop and think for a moment? Sometimes we push and shove to be first in line. Sometimes we look at, movie stars or rock stars or sports stars and think about how awesome they are and if we could only be like them. And Jesus, see, he's got this other thing going, right? He's got this upside down world of God where the first are last and the last are first, where the humble are the greatest. As we go through our days, may we present ourselves as little children in the eyes of God, that we would be humble, that we would look towards others and love them unconditionally. May God continue to pour out his grace, mercy, and blessings on each and every one of us until we get to meet again. Amen. Amen.